Hello everybody, this is Water Tips, and welcome to another exciting video. In this particular video we're going to be talking about, well, these things behind me here. These glowing things, like rainbow looking kind of circular type of things. You've probably seen them all over the world, whether you're in Gotham, Metropolis. They're available in most worlds, and once you see one, you want to collect them because they have various uses, mostly for R&D, which is research and development. Let's go ahead and collect this one and I'll show you. Once you actually access one of these things, you push circle to grab it to collect it. It'll give you one of 3 different colored exobits. This is what they are, exobits. Once you select it and they give you a certain exobit, it'll be one of these 3 kinds colors. They come in 3 colors, red, blue, and yellow. The red are the aggressive exobit. Residue exobytes in the world have broken down into things called exobits, combining 8 exobits to reform an exobyte that enhances the stats or properties of the created item. And then they also have fortified exobit and a supportive one. Each of these things is used for different things. One for support, as you can see. Basically, one is broken down for defensive or whatever properties you need to use. What I'm going to be showing you is how you can turn them into the exobytes, and then using a simple method to mod your gear until a later time when you want to use much higher ones for your gear in the game. Once you've collected enough of these, you need to have at least 8 exobits to make 1 exobyte. So if you have 16 exobits, you can make basically 2 exobytes. Let's go to the watchtower, the R&D station, and I can show you how to do it. As you can see, you're in the watchtower. You've probably seen this before from one of my other videos, or in general when you play the game. The watchtower actually has a lot of uses to it, from different missions, different portals, to give you access to different worlds in the game of the DC universe. And of course, as you know, there are 3 wings. The magic wing, which is replicated by that symbol up there above the door. On the other end of the watchtower, you'll notice the tech wing, which is located by a circular symbol. That's how you enter that. And then finally the meta wing, which is a simple circuit of 3 separate circles around it, forming a triangle around it. This is the one we're going to go in right now. In every wing, if you did not notice already, each wing has its own R&D station, which is located on the one end of the watchtower room. This is the R&D station for research and development. It's used for very many things. Some people refer to it for use for gear pieces, others to enhance their other properties, like items and various soda colas, and just different items you can get from the game. Next example, if you go to Watchtower and push circle, you'll get to a smaller similar inventory window called Research and Development. Once you get to the window, you're going to see Assembly, Archives, Salvaging, and Recovery. For now, we're going to go into the Assembly part of the window. In Assembly, it starts out with the first category of exobytes, which shows the various ones gave you. You can collect some of these in the very beginning when you do the Watchtower tour. I believe by talking to the gentleman over here, Mickey Cannon, he gives you some of these things to start out on your exhibits journey and research and development. After you continue with your journey, throughout the game you'll be getting different kinds of exobits and different things later on that you can collect to make more powerful items. Anyway, let's go back to the research and development station. So like I said before, you go into the Assembly, you'll see aggressive exobytes, support exobytes, fortified, vengeful, tenacious, and durable. The most basic ones are the aggressive, support, and the fortified. Now, you can see that the fortified exobyte does look different than the actual exobit. And if you look off to the right, you'll see the category, the symbol showing that it turns into an exobit, which you can actually highlight by using your control pad for cursoring it. Off to the right, you'll see it's required to make level 10 if you need to be in order to be able to do this. A cash value for if you want to sell it is 3, and of course R&D part it says use the Exobyte in certain R&D plans to determine the stats and properties of creative items. Now for each particular one it says the same thing, and it will show how many you have and how many you need to make it. For instance, if you're going to make a yellow supportive Exobyte, you need to have 8 support Exobits at least to make one, as opposed to fortified and aggressive. Now, I'm going to be showing you how to actually create the Exobyte. As you can see in my inventory, I have 3 stacks of different colors. The red, which is the aggressive, the blue, which is the fortified, and finally the yellow, which is the supportive. What I'm going to do is create an Exobyte using an Exobit stack. All you do is go to the R&D station, you select whatever color that you have, and as you can see I'm already on aggressive Exobyte. See the cursor, where my cursor is? You can highlight if you want to, just to show better what you're showing you now. I have 9 out of the 8 Exobits, so I can make 1 stack. As you see down below, it's highlighted now in green, saying you can create one of this item. So all you do to create it is push create by pushing square, and it immediately makes 1 Exobyte. So I just made 1 Exobyte, aggressive. Now, once you get out of the R&D station, it'll appear above the screen real quick, showing you what you just made. Now, if you go into your inventory, you'll see it now shows the aggressive Exobyte that I just created with the various 8 Exobits. It does look different. It looks kind of like an hourglass. That's the best way I can describe it. And each one of these colors can form an exact same hourglass type of figure or symbol of the Exobyte, just in a different color. Now I'm going to do the same for fortified and supportive. So as you can see, I now have 3 stacks of the different colors. I've got 1 stack of the supportive Exobyte, I've got 1, or I should say I got 1 of each kind of Exobit and turn it into an Exobyte. Fortified, supportive, and aggressive. These can be used for different plans. They're located throughout the watchtower and also different missions. You can get plans and missions. For instance, these vendors to the right of the R&D station are the ones that can help you get the components you need to build your plans throughout the game. Dr. Rule is the one who sells certain things, and Dr. Kohler is the one who sells mostly the plans. Also, before we show you that, I'm going back to the R&D station. I want to show you that if you keep scrolling down using the down button under your control pad and go past the Exobytes column, you'll see the different next one called Exobyte Mods Alpha. We have Might and Health, Precision and Health, Precision and Might, or just whatever type of alpha plan that you have acquired in the game. I believe the alpha plan is what the gentleman to the left of me I told you earlier. His name is Mickey Cannon. He has the start out kit. He has most of the alphas. Anyhow, once you go into the alpha plans, you'll notice there's various plans you've collected throughout your mission, especially after you reach a certain level. You'll see you get more and more plans. We're going to go down to the betas because most people seem to use the betas and they seem to work. They're a lot stronger than regular alphas. As you can see in my particular category, I have Dominance and Health Beta, Dominance and Power, and if you go down this, you have various combinations of different Exobytes that you can make into plans to form these different plans. Now these plans, however, if you go to right at this thing specifically for Dominance and Health Beta, it's a blue equipment mod that you can make it into. And to make a blue equipment mod, as it says, it's required 1 fortified Exobyte, which I have, and if you look to the bottom of that, it says an equipment interface beta piece, which I do not contain. You need to have 1 equipment interface beta and also 1 Exobyte of whatever color to form 1 mod. Now, there are different categories, and it's all based on your equipment. I'm going to show you my equipment to show you what it looks like in my loadout, to show you exactly what it looks like. Now, if you go into your inventory and use your cursor on the control pad and go over your gear and select it, you'll see that each category is different. This is the weapon hand blaster. They don't require any mods. It's a white piece. The white mods is something we can get into later on in the game. There are different white piece mods you can access through your base item thing to be able to give you access to more powerful type of things for your weapon in advancement. Right now I'm going to show you this helmet piece. As you can see, the headpiece style is called a streamlined helmet, of course. It is an item level 46, and it's got the stats below. The style is a Speed Force Spectrum. Now I want you to keep an eye on the color that it shows in the description for the helmet piece. It says it's a yellow socket. every piece has a different color socket, and for that color socket it corresponds, as you can see, to the exobits or exobytes that I have in my inventory. That's how you know which one to use, by the color. Now, for the particular yellow helmet piece, that is a power beta that I have put in that piece. I made a power mod piece based on the plan that I have, which is the power plan. Now, if you do not have access to these plans, you can get them to the right over Dr. Kohler actually has the plans. If you go over to her and select circle, you will see she has anywhere from plans, regular plans from alphas, all the way to betas. We're going to go into the beta category. As you can see, there are various regular plans of betas: dominance, health, might, precision, and restoration, which you can use to purchase that will up your stats. For instance, if you have health and you purchase a plan and you want to put a mod piece into your health to up your stats of health, you want to go ahead and get the necessary pieces from Dr. Rule. I'm going to be showing you now how to make that first piece for your plan. So, as opposed to what I just showed you in my inventory, if you look back to where I showed you the helmet piece with the yellow mod chip piece for the yellow socket, that is a power beta. I'm going to show you how to make that exact same one using the exobyte that I already made earlier in the game. So what we're going to need for this is one support exobyte, which I have. It requires one interface equipment beta, which Dr. Rule has.
What can I help you with?
You want to go down to his equipment interface beta. It costs about $400. You want to purchase that. And that's all there is to it. Just to make one particular mod piece of any color or plan to up your stats, that's all you need is equipment interface beta and one exobyte. Now, keep in mind that if you are a legendary member, you have more access of inventory for cash to be able to purchase these things. If you are premium or free, there have been a few updates been made for the game, but you only be able to use only so much money to buy these, so it's going to be more expensive for you. You may want to decide on a membership. Anyhow, let's continue. So now we go back to the R&D station. As you can see, I actually have dominance and health, precision and might, restoration and power, of those particular ones. But as you can see, I do not contain the power beta that I had earlier. So I obviously purchased it from the broker, which you can do. If you don't want to have the plan, you can purchase the actual mod piece itself and put it into your piece. So I'm going to go back over to Dr. Kohler, where she has the actual power beta plan. And see, it is not here. That is because I have purchased it. And I'm going to show you why it's not showing up in my inventory. What you can do when you go into the R&D station is, there's a selection called Archives. If you go over to select a particular plan in your equipment mod, and you select the archive at the bottom of the screen, it archives whatever plan you picked and puts it into your archive. So you can access it anytime you want. Pushing the R1 button to scroll to it. And as you can see, now I have Precision Health Alpha in there, and I also have a Power Beta, which is the one I was looking for. If you can't remember if you put in your archives, make sure you check it, because you may have that already planned and you won't have to purchase it again. As you can see, by me highlighting it, I do have one support exobyte, and I have the necessary equipment interface beta to make the actual power beta chip. So I'm going ahead and push create, which is square, to create it. And that's all there is to it. I have just created my power beta, a supportive type of plan mod that you can put in any yellow socket in your gear. Now, one other thing to watch out for as well when you're making a plan is make sure it corresponds to whatever stats and focuses you want to work on. My particular power is water. And as I am a water-based character, water has two different roles, healer and DPS. I am a DPS healer, or I should say I'm a DPS water person. So because of that, my focuses are might, power, and health. So that because those are those ones I want, those are the plans mods I have to make. So if I wanted to make a might mod chip, all I would do is take the red exobyte, the aggressive exobyte. I would go over to Dr. Rule.
What can I help you
and I would buy the necessary interface beta. Then I would go over here to the R&D station and repeat the same process. I will go down to my beta. I will look for precision and might, which is the one that I have used, and I will access it and push create. And again, I have just made the precision and might beta mod piece. Now, once you have made the piece, I'm now going to show you how to place the piece inside of your socket. As you will notice, as opposed to this one up here, this is a perfect example I can show you because my socket's actually already filled with a power plan. Most of my gear has already have it socketed from different colors, from might all the way to health, which is dominance and health. There are different combinations. I actually use dominance and health beta pieces, but you can choose one or the other, combine them to get your bonuses. Now, one thing to notice is if you're going to put a different color mod piece in the socket that it currently is, like a yellow into red, you're going to get some kind of a change, but it's not going to give you enough to get a bonus to get it. So you might want to just match the color with what it is in order to get the bonus for it. Bonuses already give you a socket bonus of affinity bonus with 14 weapon rating and 9 precision for me, as for putting the same color in there. Anyway, back to what I was saying is, if you scroll up to any piece, you'll notice this one has 2 sockets. It has a yellow one and also a head socket. Now the white head socket part is what I'm going to use for an example. So that's what the socket will, what the yellow socket will look like when it's empty. And all you do to place the socket mod of color you want, you just push square to cursor it, and then you can move it anywhere you want in inventory, just like any other piece you use in the item in the inventory, and you move it around like this. You want to bring it over to whatever piece you want to put it in. I'm not going to do it, I'm just going to show you how to do it. And then you want to push X to push down on it, and it will put the mod into that socket. But I'm not going to do it because I already have one in there. I don't want to waste it. To get back, I push circle if you want to change your mind, and that's how you do it. So for each one, you'll push square to X to highlight it, use the control pad of cursor to move it around, then put it over whichever piece you want to put into the socket, make sure the color matches to get the bonus, and put X to place it in. Just like that. That's all there is to it. Now, next what I'm going to tell you is a little secret that I found out that I've tried telling certain people, and this is what I'm going to use to help out everybody in the game that watches this video. It's a really easy, simple trick you can use to mod your equipment. And once again, I will show you one more time my inventory. This is what your gear will and should look like if you want to properly mod your gear for the first time using your first tier 1 equipment. I actually have item level 46 that I am right now. Most of my gear is up to standard except for a few pieces. This one here is a little lower. It's always important to have all your gear the same tier level and to keep things updated. So this is what they'll look like. All betas. You want to have all your sockets fill up as much as possible. The white ones are important too, but if you're just starting out and you don't have access to those mods just yet, you can eventually fill them out. Like the neck piece has one, the head piece has a white socket. All the white socket and piece of equipment is things you can get later in the base item once you have the actual mod piece. White mods can be purchased in the broker or from certain time capsules that you open up. Anyway, back to the lesson. So basically, all you have to do is use those necessary steps I told you. And if you just want to mod your gear with the regular beta pieces, they're available with these particular people, like I said, any wing, the Tech Wing, Magic Wing, and the Meta Wing, which I'm in right now. Dr. Kohler and Dr. Rule will have the necessary items you need. Like Dr. Kohler will have the plans you need, all the beta plans, regular beta plans, and Dr. Rule will have the kits you need to make the actual mod piece with the equipment interface beta. And that's all there is to it. That way, for people like myself that are beginners, or even if you're not a beginner and you don't feel like getting the highest piece of mod there is in the game, because they do have different levels. The mods go from anywhere from regular beta all the way up to New Justice Underground, I believe at the moment. That's the newest one, and they require a lot of components to make. The higher you go, the more components is required, and it could take a little while. So what I could suggest is doing what I just did, by modding each equipment you get with just regular beta plans and mod pieces and put them into your gear. That way, once you get to a necessary point where you can go to higher ones, you will have no problem because you'll already be modded to this point. Now, the last thing I'm going to show you is how to take a piece of color exobyte out of your mod piece without destroying the gear and the exobyte itself to use for a new piece of gear. So, as before, if you go to your inventory and you see that your socket's in there, if you want to take that piece out, like a new piece of gear, all you got to do is select whatever piece of gear you have. Like let's say this piece right here was a piece of gear, a new piece of gear. You just want to do the same thing you do with the other thing. You just push X to execute it, and it'll be put right into your gear. Or you want to put the cursor, this is the little slower way, and move it into your piece, and switch it out with the other piece of gear. Now when you do that, let me just see this up to show you what I mean. This piece of gear will be taken out, and the new one will be put in. Whatever piece you put in its place. When you do that, the exobyte will still be in your socket, as you can see, because that's what you put in there. The new piece of gear will not have this in there. It will look a lot like this one, like the white piece that's empty. So how you want to do this is you want to go over to Dr. Rule.
What can I help you with?
And you want to buy a recovery kit alpha piece. The recovery kit alpha piece is what's used to take the exobyte out of an old piece and put it into your new piece. So you want to buy one of these and equipment interface beta. Now I'm only going to be able to tell you how to do it. I can't show you because my piece of equipment's already modded. But all you do is you just take this kit alpha and your old piece of gear. You want to go to the R&D station, and now that you have your new piece and the old piece will still be in your inventory, you want to go to recovery. You want to select the recovery kit alpha and whatever piece that you want to take out, and you want to place it into the recovery slot. Once you see it looking like this, you want to push square to recover it. I'm not going to recover this piece because it's a brand new piece. But when you recover, it's going to recover it so that the Exobit mod piece is still intact. And you'll be able to take the new Exobit piece and put it in your new piece of gear. Then all you do is just take the new plan. Let's say this is the one. You want to take, you go back into the R&D station. You hit archives or whatever part you have the assembly to, which in this case will probably be archived. And since you just made the Exobit, you could want to remake it and then put it back into it as if you're repeating the process, just like that. So now you want to take the old piece you took out, you want to turn that one back into it, precision might, you want to put it right back into the new piece. And basically, if you do it correctly, every piece that you collect, the chest, the legs, whatever piece you have, depends on what power you have or roll you have, they should always be the same colors. For instance, I'm a water DPS, so all the same colors for the gear pieces should all be in the same. The feet will be red, the waist will be red, the hands will be red, and the back will be red, as well as the two rings. Everything else is lower. The chest and leg piece should be blue for health, and the shoulder and the head should be the yellow colors. So basically 6 for the highest focusing stat you have to work on, and it'll be 2. And they always look like this unless you got a different type of roll. I believe if you're a tank, these will be different. It'll all be 6 in blue for a different roll. It depends on what your roll is. And that's all there is to it. And then doing this will ensure that every time you get a new piece of gear, you can always take the Exobit out and put it in your new piece by taking out the old piece. This way you'll never have to buy Exobits at all. All you'll have to do is go to this guy and buy a kit alpha and take out the Exobit and put it in your new piece. You'll never have to worry about gathering Exobits or even going to the broker. Repeating this process in the long run will keep you from ever having to go put a new piece in or even higher mods in. Once you reach your max CR, you'll be able to take out the higher ones necessary after time and put those into your max ones. That way, in the meantime, you can put betas in there. Now, for most people who doesn't think this plan is going to be successful enough because of the fact that they're very low pieces, you can always try and do higher plans, but it will take more of your time, and you'll have to gather more and get the components you need. This is just a simple plan that I use, routine that I use with all my characters. I hope you liked it, and I hope it does help you in the long run. And that's all there is to it. We will cover more things on the R&D station later on, but I want to thank you for joining me and listening. I hope this helped you out with your start with modding your equipment. And join me next time. Subscribe if you like. Have a good day.